Today I'm celebrating Alex Catchpole, a man who I have mostly only been able to admire from a distance, although we did have a fair amount of personal contact way back when. He organised a few food projects at a community centre I was running, and I knew him or got to meet him largely through his enthusiasm for raw and fermented foods and raw chocolate, and I was able to enjoy many of the delights that he used to make then. I'd love to know where he's at with food and stuff. He's been incredibly health conscious for most of the time that I've known him, and it's a shame because I really don't actually know that much about what he does now for a business. He must be doing something. Since reintegrating with the world of social media, I've only been able to see him from afar as one of those annoying people that seems to be able to live a really beautiful, substantial life and have a presence on social media without seemingly compromising the two. He's up for the sunrise every day, seems to be surrounded by beautiful friends and family, nearly always extremely positive, and it's like, how is he living such a wonderful life? And yet I don't envy him at all. I'm really happy for him because he's a man who's really done everything he can to be the best that he can be in this life. One of the things that really impressed me when I got to know him a little bit all those years ago was that he is someone who has basically initiated himself, which is not really possible in the truest sense. At a time when I was really exploring what rites of passage were and how it is that elders in a community would invite young men into their midst, it was very often through trials involving a great deal of pain and distress, because it was in those confrontations with our fears and the limits of our capacity for endurance that it seems that the mind or the soul can be freed in a certain way, and that we also come to confront our limitations and to really rub up against the things that terrify us, so that we have a greater sense of confidence as we move on through life. And I have been through my own kind of initiations, but I'd always looked at the chest hooks that were used by Native Americans to perform, I think, what they called the sun dance, which is where a young man would be hung from his chest, literally hooks underneath his skin, and stay there from sunset to sunrise. I mean, when you see someone in that position and they're just, one has to surrender completely and trust that one's body can endure. It's an impressive sight to behold. And as I was talking about this with Alex, it turned out that he had actually been through this very initiation, the only person I've ever met to do it, and numerous other suspensions of his body from his skin. It was something that he explored a great deal as a young man, as well as tattoos through traditional methods and other things that really lie way outside of our culture and our normal experience. It was just amazing to know someone who'd been through that, to kind of feel that it's possible. But not only that he had gone through these processes on his own. It really remarkable. And I wonder how many people even know that about him, the fact that he has pushed himself to such a limit and had to surrender to trust in the way that he has done. It's a rather impressive thing. And the other day I was listening to a little video of him where he was talking about his intelligence in a slightly derogatory way, and maybe it's a genuine humility, I believe that it is, that leads him to doubt necessarily himself. But I see his intelligence, his willingness to experiment, his curiosity to question and to really consider all the possibilities without discounting anything through some natural reflex to disregard a piece of information. He's willing to really genuinely explore things that other people might just throw away offhand. And for that I have an enormous amount of admiration. He seems at a distance to still be living happily and healthily with his family, and I would actually really love to see him and really catch up and see what's been going on in the time since we've known each other. But today I really want to celebrate Alex Catchpole, who to me seems to be a beacon of light in this world. And I've been very glad to know him for the little that I have, and I wish I lived in his family eating all the delicious food that he prepares. It's probably a strange irony that he doesn't do any of the cooking at home. Who only knows nowadays? But today, a moment of thought for Alex Catchpole, recognising his unique style and talent.